The OG4.
There we go.
Slaves, why are you mad?
Welcome back,
Listen, my
guys.
dude.
I just asked the players if they're ready to play, and Corey immediately said he needs to make something clear to the Green Dragon.
It's important that the Green Dragon knows that I'm not a servant of whatever other dragon that he's talking about. I don't know what the deal is.
I feel like it's also important for him to know that we don't really like her either. She's kind of a major jerk.
Right? Like, all of these other dragons are talking like, oh, why did you choose to ally yourself with the dragon? And we're like, have you met, like, any of you?
Bold we had a choice.
I think that you, being a dragon, would understand how dragons work, but apparently we need to explain this to you right now.
To be fair, it's a brain dragon.
Even so.
Maybe it would be more accurate to say that they do understand how the other dragons work. They don't understand how being mortal works.
Yeah, maybe. Except if they didn't understand that, then they wouldn't go around bullying us all the time. So, I don't know. I think that they're just being willfully ignorant so that they have an excuse to be mean to us.
Although I
Which
feel
is
like
petty.
You're right. That definitely doesn't sound like something a chromatic dragon would do.
Yes, exactly.
Emmy made me laugh because she said, "Man, where's Draco when we need him?" And I'm sorry, what do you expect him to do? Just because he's a fan of dragons, you could be a fan of Beyonce. That doesn't mean that you can like walk up to her and defeat her in battle.
I just missed out what I actually said, and I'm not repeating it on stream.
All right, so derailing this whole campaign, now we need to find out who among us is the biggest fan of Beyonce so that we can challenge her to a battle.
Need.
I like one of her songs when she was with Destiny Child, but other than that, I'm not familiar with her work.
We
Yeah, we've
already
already
decided that
Destiny's Child is.
we already decided that your character is out of the 90s. But
Yeah.
anyway,
It's going back more and more. It was early 2000s yesterday.
Oh yeah, early 2000s. That's right.
That's Destiny's Child era, Gold Lemme and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, welcome back to the Wildlands campaign. Let the troubles and cares of the real world fall away so you have space to deal with the imaginary troubles and cares of the Wildlands. You guys, last time, got out of town. You actually, let's see, is my voice coming through? Yeah, because I was like muted last time, so I'm just double checking. Or was it picking up my mic? Okay, we're all good. That sounds fun, Ethan Hans. Oh, thanks for the follow, Empress of Lions. Much appreciated.
Hi, ZJ.
Last time, you guys left the town of West Head. You did so kind of after helping the rebellion led by Bella's father, Eldon Enderall, kind of get on its feet. And so he is now installed on a driftwood throne in the sewers beneath the city, hiding out from the Duke's agents. Doing pretty well for all that. Especially with your guys' help. However, as the Duke's armies are being called back to the city from the various wars they've been involved in, you wanted to leave the city partly in order to get away from all of these politics before getting dragged into yet another complicated situation. And Bella's father actually, out of the blue, called you guys up and told you that it was all right if you did want to leave, as he has more or less told you about something that is more or less saving the world, and which he rather wants you to attend to, if possible. You guys being not so much necessarily the best team for the job, but really the only team for the job.
Thanks, DM.
As the mind-breaking secrets that you have come to accept are kind of important for all of that. Now, the question, of course, remained how to get out of Westhead without getting captured by the Duke's press gangs or guards or his undead agents, which proved quite the challenge in battle. And that's where Bref managed to jump in. He, activating one of his background powers as a sailor, happened to find a friend on the dock, one Captain Aram. And on his ship, you guys were actually able to slip out of the port rather than taking any overland route. And although it wasn't heading directly in the taking you directly where you wanted to go, you were able to sail up north to another port in order to take care of a few outstanding tasks that are quite important to a number of you. So you planned out your land route more or less over a northerly direction. So your trip on board the ship was kind of a quiet interlude between all of these adventures. It just so happened that you paid some coin to several of the fish folk who live in a shanty town outside of Westhead, and whether it was due to their influence or something else, you had quite a lucky time, a peaceful few days, as you sailed your way north and somewhat east to make port at Wuturim, a town which you might have passed through briefly before, when you escaped, or passed over briefly when you escaped the Lotus obelisk. But upon arriving in Wuturim, you a number of interesting things happen. One is that you saw the dust cloud of the Duke's army leaving the Lotus obelisk off to the east, rising above the trees of the Armadan forest, in the depths of which Wuturim is nestled. And the other significant thing that happened, as we have already mentioned, is you were confronted by the green dragon, Zilezin, who swooped down almost very soon after you arrived at the docks of Wuturim, and swooped down and confronted you, saying, "You are allies servants of Chowderth the Clever. You are not welcome in the domain of the mighty Zelezin. And kind of wreathed in these streamers of poison gas emerging from his nostrils, the dragon has now landed by you on the docks. And I guess Vapos is like, steps forward and is like, I don't know nothing about any chowder. So that is where we were at. Did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Bliss certainly didn't do anything to upset Bella.
He existed.
Uh,
Bliss is a he, right? Not a they.
Bliss is a he, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I can step forward and talk to this dragon unless someone else wants to.
I think that would probably be for the best.
Yeah, Bliss doesn't have any idea what any of this is about, so he's leaving that to y'all.
Okay, well, I would like to make a persuasion check to try and get on this dragon's good side.
Okay. Go ahead and, well, I want to know what you say, but take note that as the yellow eyes rake over you, you feel, those of you with a brand that have been branded by the red dragon Chowderth, you feel the brand, wherever it is on your body, burning. And it actually smokes a bit through your clothes or wherever. And as the enormous yellow eyes of this green dragon falls upon you, Bella, what do you say?
I say, forgive me, oh great dragon, but it would appear that you are under an understandable misapprehension, for we are hardly her friends, but rather her unwilling slaves, captured and branded in a moment of weakness, and indeed are hunting far and wide for a way to be rid of this terrible curse. If we came here, in fact, partly because we knew that you were here and thought that the wise green dragon would be able to help us defeat the terrible magic of the cruel and unpredictable red dragon.
You have no idea of cruelty. And the great muscles ripple like waves along the green neck, and this cloud, this gout, emerges from his mouth. This green gas filling the air. Go ahead and make your persuasion check.
All right, will do.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 13.
Okay. Okay. You will be unsurprised to hear that a crowd has been gathering around you and the enormous green dragon. By the way, although he is enormous, he is nowhere near as big as Chowderth. This dragon is bigger than a horse, but not house-sized.
Oh, then we can take him.
So he's a younger Younger dragon.
Younger than Chowderth, anyway. Possibly thousands of years old, nonetheless, or hundreds. But the amongst the crowds, so he does not seem impressed by your persuasion check, and the enormous muscles ripple, and you see him start to form this sort of breath of gas, and but some amongst the crowd seem moved by Bella's speech, and one woman steps forward, raising her hand, and she says, "Wait! I call upon these Lezen." The dragon's enormous yellow eyes turn to the side, and she says, "In the name of the covenant between our town and thy mightiness, I would like to speak." "Speak then, before I annihilate these slaves of Chowderth." And she says, "Have you not heard what this young lady says? They are not here as spies. They are no doubt seeking to serve another or to rid themselves of her control. Does that not make sense?" And the dragon's enormous head, which is at least as big as your torso, Bella, turns toward this woman. She is wearing a kind of a checkered shirt. She's kind of on the short and stocky side for a human. She kind of stands with her arms akimbo, thumbs hooked into her belt. And the dragon, Zilezin, eyes her, and he says, kind of formally, "I do hear you, Najkitsa, head carpenter. But they do not deserve to be here in my town." And she kind of sweeps her eye over you guys and says, "Perhaps you would be willing to prove yourselves."
Of course, anything that we can do in order to appease the mighty dragon.
Very well. There is a problem at the logging camp, is there not, Najkitsa? She says, "That is true. We were hoping that you would take care of it for us as guardian of our town." "Nay, for it would be unseemly for one such as I to take care of that little problem. Those creatures are of the blood, and I will not drive them out personally. If you would stay in Wuturim past nightfall, then you must prove yourselves by clearing the logging camp of the wyvverns infestation. That is the word of the mighty Zilezin." The great wings open like the sails of the ship that you've just spent the past 3 days on. He beats them once, causing this huge wind to kick up across the street. And in a cloud of dust and wind-blown leaves, the enormous green dragon takes off into the sky, swooping over the ship and off out to sea. You are left with the wind-blown Naj Kidsa and a few other people kind of taking an interest in you, although they seem not enormously perturbed by the presence of the dragon. It seems to be not entirely uncommon to see him round about town and threatening travelers. She says, "Welcome to Wuturim, Ward of the Green Dragon. Bit of a warm welcome. Sorry about that."
It was really more of a noxious fume welcome.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Listen, you look like a likely group. I don't know if you want to take on that challenge for us, but let me buy you all a drink to make up for the noxious welcome.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you.
I won't say no to that.
She takes you over to the tavern, which is Tribal Spear, the Tribal Spear Tavern, and takes you guys inside and buys you a round of. They actually have a beer called Noxious Gas Beer, which of course she buys you all a mug of. And says, "Well, I hope that that helps a bit. Don't be put off by the name. It's not bad for swill." And she laughs at the proprietor of the tavern is a dwarf who scowls in a friendly way in your direction, or in her direction, as she makes fun of the Noxious Gas Beer's name.
No, I greatly appreciate, in fact, you jumping in to help us out in that situation. We were honestly not entirely aware that this region was under the protection of a green dragon. Certainly would have avoided it if we'd known, just because of the stupid brands on our legs. They've caused more trouble than you even know.
That sounds inconvenient. I've got a few marks myself. She shows you a few scars on her arms. Hazards of carpentry.
Well, at least they're not likely to piss off dragons.
Not likely, no. So, tell me, you folks clearly aren't from around here. You look like a crew, an adventuring crew.
Isn't that obvious?
We just came from the revolution in Westhead. We're looking for our next place to get into trouble. Sounds like this might be where we land for a little bit.
Well, you're certainly welcome in Wuturim, despite what Zelezen might say.
Are we not to take him seriously then?
Well, if you want to stay in town past sundown, I suppose, but you've got a whole day before that, depending on what you want to do. It is currently, you guys have arrived more or less midday.
Well, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't help out with the wyvern problem unless someone has an objection.
No, I think that sounds. Well, what exactly are they like? Setting up a nest there? Are they trying to hunt there? What is the nature of the situation right now?
Well, my understanding, you can go talk to the foreman of the logging camp. His name is Twent. Not Trent, Twent. But Twent said something about well, they haven't been able to do any work for about a week now. I suppose they might be setting up some kind of nest. But he said they were driven out by these wyverns, however you pronounce it. They're pretty nasty creatures. We thought that Zalezin would take care of it for us, but I guess they're dragon kin, as it were.
Well, that's no problem. That sounds right up our alley, really. We do a little bit of monster hunting ourselves, so this should be a pretty straightforward job.
Oh, you don't say.
Do we need to have them killed, or would it be good enough to just drive them out if that option presents itself?
I suppose if you don't want to kill them, drive them out would be fine. Then you'd be able to stay in Wuturim, and I'm sure the foreman Twent would be very grateful to be able to start doing business again.
All right. I'm not saying that that's our plan. I'm trying to get a handle on the situation.
Sure. I mean, I certainly understand. It's not as though we can't get lumber. We're surrounded by a forest. It's just that there's valuable equipment at the logging camp and so forth. That's my understanding. You'd have to talk to Twent to get more details.
Understood.
But it's always good to make friends with a armed to the teeth group such as yourselves when you come into town.
So, where can you give us directions to the logging camp? Obviously, like you said, we're not from around here, so could use all the help we can get, making sure we end up where we're supposed to go.
Well, sure. Actually, let me see here. I forgot to put you onto the town map. There we go. So you guys are over here in this kind of, you're up on the cliffs now, away from the dock. You came up through the town sort of gate that guards from the harbor. This town, by the way, unlike Westhead, is not surrounded by high walls. So, absent any other evidence, you would have to assume they had some other way of defending themselves from random wandering monsters in the wilderness. But I think you've met that. So over here, you're at the Tribal Spear Tavern. And she says, well, she kind of points along the, in response to your question, Naj points along the sort of main street, main road through town, and she says, you're going to want to head north to get to the logging camp. And actually at the mayoral residence, the town hall, if you want to stop there and talk to Twent, he's probably talking to the mayor right now, asking for assistance to get the lumber camp going again.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thank you so much for your help, and again, for interceding on our behalf after our, as you said, warm arrival.
Hey, you're welcome, big guy. Thanks for even considering helping us out with our little wyvern problem.
Our pleasure.
So I guess we head out of the Tribal Spear, and I'm assuming
Sure.
this is the mayoral residence? The really big one?
Yep.
That looks like eyeballs staring at me?
Yep.
So we'll head over there and see if Twent's about.
Yes, you are, Naj tells you, how to find him. Pretty recognizable guy. He's a green-scaled lizard folk, who is, kind of morosely hanging around the town hall, holding, this sort of piece of paper forlornly and asking passerby to sign his petition. And as you come up, Twent says, "Hey, will you travelers sign my petition to have the logging camp cleared? We would like to the mayor to offer a reward for adventurers."
Friend, this is your lucky day. We just got sent here to take care of your little problem.
Oh. Oh. The mayor sent you?
The carpenter sent us.
And the dragon.
I was going to say,
What?
I think it's more accurate to say the dragon sent us.
Both.
We were very
Okay.
sent here.
Could you tell us a little bit more about your wyvern situation?
Sure. So, the five of you are going to fight all the wyverns?
How many are there?
Well, between 5 and more, but at least 5 adult wyverns. And some babies.
Akiri's eyes light up at that.
And some eggs. I think. we were conducting our business and stripping logs of bark and splitting them and doing all right last success day, 2 success days ago, when out of the darkness of the woods we heard a sound. There was a lot of noise and crashing and a lot of loud roars. And then from out of the trees they came! All at once. The armless winged wyverns with their poison spike tails. They swooped down and they killed Roger. Just punctured him right through. Like when an axe goes through a log. And we all ran, screaming, ah, like that. And, well, when I tried to go back, I saw they had taken up roost. They had infested the whole place. The whole camp.
Vivid.
Not a
I'm
lot
sorry,
of...
can you tell me how the screaming sounded again?
Okay. Ah! Like that.
Good. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that was important information. Thank you for sharing that with us. It sounds like you guys are in serious need of some help. So, I guess if that's all, just point us in the direction of the logging camp.
Okay, it's a day's travel north.
Huh.
All right.
Well, it's to the north outside of town.
Yeah.
You might get there faster than me.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for all of your explanations.
You are welcome. Thank you for helping.
Our pleasure.
Be careful. They like to hide and then rush out.
That's very good to know. We'll keep a sharp lookout.
Don't let them sting you. Very nasty.
Okay, we won't. Akira's already scheming.
Bliss feels less and less comfortable with this plan the more words come out of this lizard's mouth.
So, I just want to recap really quick. The dragon told us that we had to solve this problem before sundown, and it's going to take us longer than that to get there.
No, if we wanted to stay in this city for longer than sundown. So,
Right.
like, we can leave, and that's like he's not going to come after us if we're heading in that direction or if we're just leaving the city. But if we're still here by sundown, then he's going to give us a problem.
Not that I think we should do this, but conceivably, we could just leave.
It's fresh.
Good.
Again, not suggesting we do that.
Nico really desperately wants to help this poor lizard man with all of my heart and soul. Bliss is 100% fine with just getting the frick out of here.
I mean, we already told the guy that we were going to solve his problem, and if he assumed that we were dead, that would make it really awkward if we ever had to come back.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
We have a dwarf that's immune to poison.
Yeah.
So my dragonology is a little non-existent. Why would wyverns be interested in taking over a logging camp?
I don't really know anything about them.
I don't really know anything about logging camps.
If only we had some sort of expert on dragons.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Are you still talking to Twint, or have you guys gone somewhere else?
I assumed we kind of like separated and we're talking amongst ourselves.
No problem.
Well, I suppose if we want to do this, we might as well do it now. Do we want to go on foot, or can we see if there are any horses? Oh, we could commandeer. I don't know about you, but I don't like long periods of walking.
This will be a good warm-up for when we have to travel halfway across the Wildlands to get to the Curie's destination. So I say we hoof it.
And
Might as
if I may say so, I believe that horses might be rather in danger if we're in the presence of anything even remotely dragon-like.
That's very true. We would not be able to get the deposit back on those horses.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. Walking
So, lists.
Hmm.
While we're walking, you can talk to us a little bit about what in your background made you interested in monster hunting.
Well, that is a logical leap I wasn't expecting. Honestly, I'm a little bit more interested in traveling and seeing the world and being around a bunch of strong, strapping adventurers than hunting monsters. That's not exactly my forte, but I mean, I understand it comes with the territory. So, if anything, I'm more interested in the experience than in the experience of adventuring in general. Less the whole monster fighting part.
Okay, that's good. That experience is valuable to you because the pay is not great. But the experience is unlike anything else. And if you're lucky, actually, after you're done here, you can leverage this into an even better adventuring position. So it's actually possibly the best job you'll ever have.
Well, if there's one thing I know, it's that the best bards gather stories firsthand to tell other people. And as I'm sure you already know, so what better way to do that than to be with the famed and illustrious wanderers?
Well, I guess on that note, let's get going and we can hopefully come up with a strategy on the way. I have a couple ideas already, but I'd like to hear from the whole group because this is definitely going to be a challenge.
I do have a question. Again, I'm not really, and I'm not sure any of us really are, but how intelligent are these creatures? Like, can they talk like the dragon could, or are they just like beasts?
I don't believe that wyverns can talk, but I believe that they're more intelligent than the average animal. They're crafty, if I recall correctly, and this is just me remembering what I've heard about them. But they certainly won't be as formidable as a dragon. Now, that being said, he was right that they do have poison and some other things that are not fun. So an extra dose of caution is definitely the way to go.
Understood. I was just trying to. Most of my abilities revolve around fooling the mind, and I think, ironically, dumber creatures are actually more difficult to charm than more intelligent ones.
Well, I've had some luck with illusion spells with some of the dumber creatures. So if you have things like that, those actually tend to be pretty effective in my experience.
That's good to know. I should keep that in mind. Actually, that would be really useful information for me. Given that you and I have very similar skill sets, what role do you typically take in battle? It's been a while since well, I suppose my last scrap was with you lot with Lord Rothdal's troops, but I think that was a sort of an outlying situation. What do you mostly do in battle?
Well, a lot of shooting, a lot of healing, sometimes a little bit of just sort of encouraging the other members of the group to be their best selves.
Excellent. Well, I think I'll follow your example then. That sounds entirely in my wheelhouse, so I will be assisting you the best I can.
Do you have weaponry?
He'll pull out his rapier and say, "This is the most pointy thing I own." But and he'll put it away and he'll say, "I usually use magic or this thing." Pulls out the tambourine for dealing with troublesome people and creatures.
All right. Well, let us know if you decide you need a better weapon, and we'll do our best to make that happen for you.
When Bliss says that, the piece of jewelry he wears at his neck flashes a little bit, glints.
When I said what?
When you were talking.
Okay. Does Bliss notice this?
Probably not.
Cool. I'll just panic by myself then. Oh, well, I suppose we should get moving.
Yes, I suppose there's no reason to burn any more daylight than we already have. Perhaps while we're on the way, would you all be interested in perhaps telling the story of how it is that you came to be branded by a dragon?
I was wondering about that myself, actually.
Oh, yeah. Probably something we'll have to deal with eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I must confess it did come as a bit of a surprise to me.
Well,
No, you can go, Belly. Tell it
he's
better.
kind of telling the truth for the most part to whatever his name is. Zalaxis or whatever his I can't remember, but Zalezin. I was mostly telling the truth to him. We didn't want to get branded, and we tried very hard not to get branded, but it turned out that that was the only way to not be murdered. So Chowderth, we were present at the death of her husband. Not involved, didn't really do anything. But I can understand how there was a perception that we were. And when we happened to cross through her territory again, she immediately found us and brought out a whole big army of minions. And getting out of there with a brand and an offer of service was about the only thing that saved our lives in that situation.
Also a huge pile of treasure.
And yeah, and also most of our possessions. But
I see.
we've got this brand that is apparently detectable by other dragons and is wildly uncomfortable, tends to set itself on fire sometimes. And if there was any way to get rid of it, we would do so. But so far, the most powerful magic user we've encountered seemed to think that it was not something that was within her capabilities. So we're stumped.
Well, that certainly sounds rather unpleasant. I apologize if it was a bit intrusive to ask about it. It just seemed somewhat pertinent to our current situation.
No, I think it's fair for you to know. We'll do our best to avoid her territory going forward, but there may come a day where we have to do an errand for her of some kind.
I see. Well, I wish you all the best fortune in seeing those brands removed.
She's not going to want Vapos and I to be branded as well, is she?
I don't see why. A lot of it was we had some run-ins with her mate. We didn't actively kill him ourselves, but we were there kind of helping out with those who did. You weren't there, so I don't think they require that. And honestly, I don't see us going back to her territory anytime soon. Also, I apologize for the background noise. My children are parading through the room, crinkling balloons from 9 months ago that impressively still hold air in them.
Wow.
That's the dream. Well, so, I don't think that she'll force you to, but I think that probably the best thing to do is what we were already planning to do, which is avoid her as much as possible. Because if she doesn't find you, then she can't ask you to get a tattoo. And that's words to live by.
It certainly seems like sound reasoning.
Yeah, I suppose so. Anyway, your group seems to find yourselves in the company of dragons often, it seems.
They've also delved a lot of dungeons.
That's weird.
Yeah, I think he was our third one. No, he's our fourth one. Yeah, technically. Although one of them was dead, and we were there at another one's death, so I'm not entirely sure how much they count. We've done so many things, you guys.
I assume
Yeah.
I assume we've started walking while we're having this conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So you guys head north out of Wuturim. While you're talking. Okay. Well, you can continue having your conversation. But as you leave the town, which is guarded by an adult green dragon, you are in the Wildlands proper. And you will now have to contend with travel in the wilderness. Now, there is a kind of a path that wends its way through the forest and to a kind of swampy area with these very large pine trees and other trees that are, you presume, high quality wood. When you travel, when you guys do like a serious, when you travel across a hex border, which is what you are doing, you need to try and attempt to travel safely. And in order to do that, you need to get 3 check marks before you get 3 X's. So anyone can speak up and say what you are doing in order to help the party travel safely over the course of the day's travel. Just by making the attempt, and you can basically try and convince me. You can use any skill, but you kind of have to make a case for it. And just by getting to make a roll, you get 1 temp HP that lasts for a day.
Yes, and that's whether you succeed or not.
Correct.
It's been a while since we've traveled seriously.
Well, I had an idea, if I may.
Of course.
So I've noticed that when I'm working, it helps me to focus better when I have some music to keep me in the zone. So I think in order to help the party keep their spirits up, keep their wits about them, and keep them alert, Bliss will just pull out his. He also has a lute, and strum a few songs, mostly instrumental, just to he doesn't want to overpower any sounds with his voice, but he would occasionally sing, to just sort of keep everyone a little bit more focused, a little bit more awake. It's tiring work walking, and having a beat and having a rhythm to walk to, I think, would help. He'd do his best not to sing or play anything that would shock poor Vapos, and he also tries his darndest to think of what wouldn't offend Bella's tastes, as he tries to just encourage the group. Again, probably mostly instrumental because of those 2 things I just said.
I feel like really the only reason you are offending Bella is because it's not bagpipes.
That's entirely possible.
Okay. So you are making the case for a perform check, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go for it.
Okie doke.
You get 1 temp HP.
Obviously, I'm not wearing my dancer's outfit, so this is just a straight roll. Ooh, that's not good. I tried.
Well, you pay the price for traveling in your armor, apparently. You guys are in the deep woods of Armadan, and you kind of, over the course of traveling, cross over into this swampy area. However, you are traveling on a track. This is a well-trodden route given to you by Twent to the logging camp, and so that makes it a bit easier. So that's actually a success.
Oh, awesome.
You can roll a natural 2 and still succeed.
Yes, indeed. So you guys, you are finding out more about Bliss, I guess, as he sings a little song to keep your spirits up. It's not exactly amazing. What's Bliss's Constitution score?
Constitution?
Yeah.
It is 18.
Whoa!
Wow.
Well, wait. The bonus or the score?
The score.
Yeah, 18.
Holy moly! This is the toughest bard around.
Guys, I rolled like crap for HP, so I had to compensate.
Usually it goes the other way around. But anyway, that's amazing. You are setting an example as well with your continual pace, your unflagging pace, and able to sing at the same time as hiking through the winding track of the toward the logging camp. Do you guys want to continue talking amongst yourselves, or does anyone else want to attempt to make a check?
I've got a check I can make, I think.
All right.
Basically, Vapos is going to be ranging a little bit ahead of the group, and since this is kind of a winding trail with lots of kind of marshlands with swampy territory, as you said, he's going to be trying to he's basically going to be going forward and checking for those swampy like sucky areas, and trying to mark them so that the rest of the group can stay away from them.
What kind of check?
Probably either survival or athletics is kind of what I'm thinking.
That sounds like a survival check.
Okay.
Cool.
Got a 15.
Definitely a success. So you also get 1 temp HP just by rolling.
Cool.
All right. So you guys have now, at this point of in your journey, you have definitely left the drier forest of Armadan behind, and you've crossed fully over into a very swampy, marshy area, but with huge trees, and some of them displaying fall colors, or just many different colors, even though it is spring, actually. There are many flowers in bloom, and the whole mood of the forest is kind of mysterious and beautiful, but you get the sense of many hidden dangers. You hear animal sounds off in the distance as well.
Quick question, Max.
Yeah.
How dense is this forest? Is it starting to thin out a little bit because of the marshlands, or is it still pretty heavy?
It's not an incredibly dense forest, no.
Okay.
It thins out a bit, but the trees are often very large, very tall.
Okay.
And it's getting somewhat more and more marshy.
Then yeah, I think Akiri's gonna stay off the ground.
Okay.
And she's gonna be kind of scouting ahead.
Mm-hmm.
looking for, I guess, really anything that might be dangerous or inconvenient
Okay.
to my travels.
Making a perception.
Yeah.
Okay. So we lost your camera, by the way, Corey. So
Oh, okay.
Vapos is kind of looking at the more like the minutia of the path. Like he's in the lead and he's kind of marking marshy areas, and Akiri is kind of scouting the larger, path, and saying, "All right, guys, the path continues on," and she's kind of, she can fly much faster than the rest of them can walk, but mostly not long distances. But she keeps flying back and saying, "All right, guys, we're headed in the right direction, or we're veering off the path a little bit. So let's get back on track." So go ahead and make a perception roll, and get 1 temp HP.
Oh yes, perception, my favorite. Okay.
Another resounding success.
Okay.
All right, who was first to speak up? Bliss?
I was the first, yeah.
Bliss, make a D100 roll.
Oops.
1D100.
There we go. That's an 80.
You automatically rolled 100.
I forgot the D.
Right. Gotcha.
That's very unlike Bliss.
Indeed.
Oh my
And
God.
you're correct.
Okay. I always forget to ask what pace you guys are setting, but you always say normal pace, so...
Yeah, there was like one time where we were trying to get away from someone. We went fast, but default is normal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, you guys get to the logging camp. And I'll actually let you... You actually get a little bit lucky. As you've traveled, you've been scouting so well. You guys actually catch wind of. You actually spot a flapping, leathery winged creature above the camp, and you're actually able to choose what angle you will come at the camp from, because you have found all the possible paths.
Well, Akiri, did you see anything particular while you were up in the sky?
I saw a big flappy leather thing kind of circling around.
Okay.
Anything other than that, Max?
Well, as you approach, it is starting to get dark. The sun is setting. You spent the day traveling, so you're a bit winded, but all right. And you are able to see this thing perched on the roof of the largest building at the logging camp. A kind of a squat, ugly, draconic thing. Without the signs of intelligence in its face that the green dragon had. And a big, obvious stinger on the end of its tail. Just kind of glowering over the area. It is the size of a horse. It's a big creature. And baleful looking.
So I'm thinking that coming from the southeast, the trees will be useful to us because I would imagine that they like to fly up and swoop down and catch their prey that way. And if we're under the trees, that will provide us with some cover that may give them a harder time doing that.
Hey,
agree.
Bliss, did we end up deciding on the guy with his arms out or the guy with the rapier and armor?
I think the guy with the rapier and armor. Just because.
Oops. I knew I had to work. I knew there was a project I was working on.
Okay. Sorry, I interrupted you, Bella. You were just saying that you liked the south.
Southeast, where there's the line of trees, kind of.
I think that makes sense.
The piles of timber over here, how tall are those? Like how high is that timber stacked up?
Right. 10 feet approximately.
Okay.
I mean, give or take.
But it concerned me that those might be used as purchase for the wyverns. So that's why I think that the southeast is still a good one. But if someone else has other thoughts, please.
It does certainly make sense. I was simply thinking, in my humble opinion, that if we were to hide some of our spellcasters in amongst the timber in the north, then it would be difficult for the wyverns to both approach them and keep their cover, and so it would be easier to strike them down from the air.
So you suggest splitting up?
I'm not sure whether that's the best idea. I was simply making an observation that we could use that terrain that way.
Well, it's certainly possible. Does anyone else have any thoughts?
Not really.
While you guys discuss strategy, I'm going to take a couple of minutes break. I'll be right back.
Would it make sense for perhaps one of us to cause a distraction so that the others could sneak behind?
Who wants to volunteer to get the attention of all the wyverns?
Oh, I would do that. Absolutely. Sorry, that sounded sarcastic. I actually would do that.
No, I believe you. I was kind of not looking at you while I said it on purpose.
I'm no tactician, it was just a suggestion. I'm in favor of the method that allows us to remain under cover.
It mostly just strikes me as the best cover from the sky, which is what I think our biggest weakness is going to be here.
Does anyone know if they have a breath weapon, or do they just have those nasty stingers in their claws and teeth?
I think it's just the stingers. I mean, they have terrible claws and teeth and all those sorts of things as well, but I don't think that they can breathe anything.
Okay. Well, I think we should probably make a decision pretty quickly. One more time, run me through the two options again that we've brought up so far.
So from the southeast, we can use the trees as cover, and from the north, we can use the timber or the stacks of timber. It'll be really hard for them to get a good purchase. Like, they would only be able to attack from the air on that side, and so that would make them sitting ducks for any ranged attackers.
Okay. Would it make sense for us to come down from the north and some of us use the trees for cover and others use the maybe the more beefier and stronger of us use the logs to bring them to them? Or am I thinking it the
That's-
opposite way?
That's actually not a terrible idea.
We'd still be together. We would just be, depending on our strengths, we would start from one side or the other.
It certainly could work. Perhaps Bref and I head to the northern area and cause that distraction and potentially give the rest of you an opportunity for an opening salvo.
That's true.
I think that's not a bad idea.
I agree.
Also, if we do kind of split up, we can sort of flank them as opposed to being all on one side.
Yeah. That could work.
All right, then is that the plan then?
Well, I think so.
Sounds good to me.
So maybe Breath and Vapos and like maybe me. You could be at the top, and then the rest could be at the bottom. Or do we want all the ranged fighters to be at the bottom? Be on the north. I mean the south. I'm sorry, not the bottom.
Perhaps one spellcaster should come with us in the north or just in case we run into trouble, and one of the melee fighters should stay in the south in case things go wrong down there.
That's smart. I like
Split
that.
up 3 and 3.
I can go up with the melee fighters. I have ranged spells, but my main weapon is this, so I don't really have a ranged weapon.
Yeah. Bella and I are both rather ranged. We could go boys and girls. Just not a bad idea.
That's fine with me.
All right. That's a way we've never tried splitting it up before.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever been able to.
All right, so I think all the guys are gonna go to the north, and the girls will stay to the south, and we'll try to I guess
Sure.
the guys will try to lure them towards the lumber so that they have to attack from the air, and then the girls will come from behind and try to start shooting at them while they're kind of stuck.
I
My
guess maybe
only-
Mavra need two because she's a melee person. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what makes sense. The four of you go north.
And then Bella and I stay to the south.
If I may, that does certainly make sense. The only reason I suggested keeping someone or keeping one of the melee fighters down south with you is in case something should go awry in the plan, and it would provide the people in the south a bit more protection.
They could turn around and come after you.
That's also
Good
true.
either way.
Yeah, let's keep Mavra with us. Why not?
It's your decision. I simply wanted to bring up the possibility.
Yeah, no, that was something I was a little worried about too. I'd have a feeling that big building was where they mostly settled in. I think that's where the nests are. So I wouldn't want to go much past that in case they try to come out and flank, and then suddenly we're flanked as well.
That makes sense. Are we good with this then?
Go ahead and move your characters to the map border where you want to be at.
Also, just as an aside, as we're getting ready to set up, Bliss will kind of walk by Vapos and say, Darling, try to be a little bit more assertive. You have good ideas.
I'm sorry if I was not suitably expressing myself. I will endeavor to do better.
You tried.
Yeah, Bliss is just gonna be like, okay, just gonna go set up.
Oh, honey.
Say the breath like, is he always like that?
Yeah, we're working on it.
We're trying.
All right. Pincer maneuver. Let's go.
I wanted to add another row of squares to the bottom, but I forgot that they don't let you do it in square units, and now you have to do pixels, which means adding math, and I'm not going to do that. Okay. You guys are set up. Okay. Vapos, you are... okay, some people... I literally mean, can you put yourselves touching the border of the map? How are you guys leaving the map? What's happening? Can you actually see yourselves on the south? Okay.
Sometimes, or just so you know, sometimes Roll20 bugs out when you're at certain zoom levels.
Yeah,
and it will cut off the bottom section of the map for your visualization.
Yeah, that's what happened. Okay. Okay. So, the party has done a pincer movement around this situation. Let's see here. Okay. Well, things are going to get real exciting real fast.
Yeah, I think the plan is that the people in the south are going to try to be more sneaky, so that the people in the north can get the attention of the wyverns first.
So you guys aren't being sneaky?
I guess not.
Okay.
I mean, to set up we were being, but like to start, where our goal is to get their attention.
Right. Okay, you creep up on the abandoned logging camp, which is a bit eerie, especially with that leathery, scaly creature perched up on the rooftop, turning its baleful eye in all directions. I'm going to ask the guys in the south to make stealth checks. I'm going to ask the guys on the northern side of the map to make perception rolls. Starting... okay, I'll look at your rolls. Let's see. Cool. So on the top we have Vapos, Breath, and Bliss. Very cool. In the south, we have poor Maverick getting a 6 for stealth.
That clanky armor.
Yeah, doesn't help. Okay. So, on the northern side of the map, if you imagine our camera coming in over Vapos' shoulder as Breath, Bliss, and Vapos kind of split up and filter through the logs And just as Bref is rounding the corner, Vapos easily scrambles up the pile of logs and discovers something that was hiding quietly on the other side. Surprised, Vapos is going to have to hang on to the logs as it lashes out and gets a free attack on you as you almost jump on top of it.
Okay.
Because it was ready and waiting for you. Your AC is 16.
16.
Okay. So the enormous stinger, lashes out and strikes you with this surprise attack. You are going to take 10 damage as the horrible stinger punctures you, and then the sort of knob with the stinger pulsates, squirting the poison into your veins. Go ahead and... Oh, that was the piercing damage. And you will also take... Uh, 23 poison damage.
Ow.
Unless you succeed on a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
Natural 20!
There you go.
The natural 20 is an automatic success. So you will take half of the 23, which is 11 points of poison damage. Plus 6 piercing. So 17 total. Okay. So Bref, you see this rush of green. Bref and Bliss, you see this rush of this green leathery thing. And then this huge stinger pops up over the top of the logs and strikes Vapos right in the blue pectoral muscle. And then... over here, you guys, Akiri, you are flying?
No, she's on the ground for this.
Okay. So Akiri, you're on the ground and you're kind of carefully been keeping like the branches of the tree between you and the creature up here. However, your compatriots have not been quite so successful. So Bella and Mavra, you have both been spotted by this guy. And you can tell because it spreads its wings and goes... its tail lashing, it takes off. And at this moment... we roll initiative. Make sure to select your token and then click the initiative button on your character sheet. So you automatically get entered into the turn order. See, did you all roll?
Did pretty okay on initiative.
I haven't seen.
Hot dang.
It didn't add Bella's. Did you forget to click your character?
I have it selected.
Huh. Well, you got a 20?
Yeah.
0.4.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-person party now. Really the maximum that I usually play with.
I mean, this has been running for almost 2 years.
What?
8 years. So I mean, this is kind of the new normal, honestly.
Yeah.
8 players.
It's been interesting. Man, I really wish I'd grabbed a higher quality map. It's painful. But okay. Mavra, as this thing rears up and takes off from the peak of the roof, you are the quickest to react. So what does the wielder and of the green dragon axe and armor wish to do?
I'm gonna click my heels together and move closer.
Whoosh! As your speedy boots activate. The 7 league boots. Bref's been deleted?
I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah, his token isn't up there anymore, and he's off the turn order.
What?
He's been
you're right. He was
removed.
deleted by a cat.
I can see a cat that's probably on his keyboard.
All right. In 14 initiative.
So a giant cat walks across the playing field and just removes Bref entirely.
Right. What an incredibly high set of initiatives. Oh my gosh. Bref is last with 14. Or wait, Vapos is last?
Yeah, you're doing their bonus, and mine was doing the total score.
Oh. Sorry.
That's fine.
Okay. Total score is actually a better way of doing it. Mavra moved. Was she doing anything else?
no, I double move, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay, you're standing at the base of this large log or plank building. It looks a bit the worse for wear. Go ahead and make a perception roll as you approach the base. Okay, it looks as though some large creatures have ripped holes in to make the doors and windows larger to allow them entrance and egress. And through these holes, you spot something rather interesting on the other side of the building, through the corner of the building, because there's so many holes in it.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Whoops. Well, I just accidentally made the nest disappear, but... Why did that happen? Weird. There we go. Okay. And Mavra, yeah, you can kind of see into the building and see that there are some remains, some bones lying here and there, scattered about the furniture inside, which has mostly been torn to pieces. Okay. If that's the end of Mavra's turn, Bella's turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to move into. I guess there's no point in moving into cover that much. So I'm going to move like this.
Actually, wait. Before you take your turn, Mavra actually spotted one more thing with her perception roll that I need to tell her about. One more guardian of the nest there. Hidden amongst the trees. So only Mavra spots this. So far.
And then I'm going to... Now, since we've been traveling all day, is it getting dark?
Yes, it's starting to get dark. It is shadowy.
All right. I'm going to use my longbow, and I'm going to try to shoot the one that... That's a 27.
Okay, which one are you shooting? That one. The one you can see.
Yeah.
Cool. A 27 is certainly a hit. The shadow...
9 damage.
Very nice. The shadow enwrapped arrow will strike home, dealing 9 points of damage to the
And that's my
creature. Okay. Okay, they will go. Let's see. Mavra, you are getting swooped. This guy swoops you. So he will kind of crash through these tree branches. And she comes down and attacks you. So it's going to try and bite you. And as it lands in the tree, it's also going to try and hit you with its stinger. So, bite attack. Your AC is 22. That is a miss. Stinger. The stinger scrapes right off your armor. Ting! However, then this one comes up to get you.
Oh, I get you.
And as you are being flanked, it has advantage. That's a miss with its bite. And its stinger. The stinger gets a 22 exactly to hit. So this time it just barely punctures through your tough green armor. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, please.
He's got like advantage or something because he's a dwarf, right?
Oh wait,
I'm
she's
immune to,
immune.
We brought the perfect person.
So,
with us.
the stinger pumps you full of 76 worth of poison damage, but you ignore it all as the magic of the armor and the axe keep you safe. So you just take the 7 piercing damage from the stinger. Whoops. Bella, go ahead and make a perception roll.
Well, that's a 12, I guess.
Oh, that's bad news, Bella. Because that means you didn't see them coming as they burst out from the trees you just stood at the edge of. Where they were completely hidden until they started to move.
I think we made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, yeah.
So this guy reaches out with his claw, so he will have advantage as he surprises you. Your AC is a 16, so that is a hit.
Cool.
You take 13 points of slashing damage from his claws as he reaches down from flight. This guy comes over here. And... oh, wait. I forgot the stinger attack. Hang on. Ooh, that is a hit with the advantage from surprising you. So... the stinger, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Take 6.
Sorry, I just accidentally closed my character sheet.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
You succeed. So you'll take half of the poison damage. Which is 9. So you'll take 9 poison and 6 piercing for a total of 15 damage overall from his stinger, and I already gave you the damage from his claws. Meanwhile, this guy also got a surprise on you, so he will roll with advantage. Getting a definite hit with his claws. And doing 7 points of damage with those, plus attacking with the stinger. Ooh, your AC is 16.
Yeah.
He barely manages to get you, but he does get you with the stinger. Nasty.
Another Constitution throw?
Yes, please. You succeed again. So, whoops, you'll take half. Oh my gosh, our doorbell just rang at 6:45 at night.
I'll go get it.
Okay. Be careful. Weird. So Bella just took a lot of damage. Okay. Bliss and Breath, make perception rolls. Vapos, you're too distracted.
Yeah.
And I've got to attack you.
You should see this. It's the rabbi with his Hanukkah truck.
Apparently the rabbi is here with a Hanukkah truck. So I guess I have to be right back, guys. Sorry. Make a strategy.
Run.
Running
Okay,
seems
but-
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
running's a good decision.
we might need to do that.
I'm not sure if we could get away though.
Either away or towards the fighters.
We get the eggs. We threaten the eggs
Yeah, actually, that's
so
not a
that
bad
they leave
idea.
us alone.
Yeah, but
Are they smart enough for that, though?
Pretty sure by the time we get in that building, we'll be like all eaten.
Yeah, but you guys-
Disengage actions and double movement. No, I can't do double movement after disengaging, but it's not that far.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the problem of the fact that the wyverns are probably faster than us in the air.
Yeah, running would be problematic.
I feel like our fighters can probably take them, especially Mavra. We just have all of the weaker, most of our weaker ones are isolated.
Okay, sorry about that. What were the perception rolls?
I got a 16.
And a 19.
Okay. You guys make your rolls, and thus are not surprised when another wyvern busts out of the trees over here and engages you. So, Bliss, your AC is 14. No advantage on you. But that's a hit. So, bite attack. Whoops. Ignore that. Oh, I rolled better with D6s, of course. 9 damage on Bliss. Plus, make a Constitution saving throw. Or don't have to yet, actually. Yes, make a Constitution saving throw.
$19.
Thank you. A joke just for me, Kirsten.
You're welcome.
Constitution saving throw of 19. Okay. So you will take half of the poison damage. Which is... Oh my gosh. Good thing you made that save. You will take 16 points of poison damage, Bliss. As well as the... what did I say? 9...
I already calculated it.
Okay. Now, Vapos. You're getting ripped up.
Yep.
He does not have advantage on you anymore. So that is a miss with the bite attack. Stinger. Also a miss.
Oh, thank goodness.
Wow. Incredible near misses as Vapos is like, oh, and dodges back and forth with all these attacks whizzing by him. Dramatically engaged with that creature. Okay. Bliss. Your turn.
Right. My turn, you say?
I do.
Okay. My options are limited. In this current situation, but remind me, can you give yourself inspiration?
Not normally.
No, it says other than you. Okay, never mind.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, okay. So, as a bonus action,
Yeah, bonus action.
yeah, as a bonus action, Bliss will strike a really, really neat pose and activate his Mantle of Inspiration. So, me, Breath, and Vapos all get temp HP up to 5.
Cool.
I mean, sorry, no, 8. 8 temp HP. We get 8 temp HP. And we can all move. Our movement speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna get the frick out of here. Does this count as difficult terrain?
What?
These logs? These logs? Or can I, like,
yes,
scoot
you have to
around them?
climb them.
Okay. What about trees? Am I just going under the trees?
Yeah, the trees aren't really difficult terrain. But the you see on the ground where there's the dots.
Mm-hmm.
Any square that's like mostly full of dots is like tall, thick grass. Marshy area.
Okay. So, in other words, it's going to be difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's fine. Question: if I were to get to this square, does that count as flanking this wyvern?
You
Because
would
Brett-
have to be in this square.
Yeah. Okay. So Bliss is going to move his full movement. 5, 10. Well, actually, no, that was 30 to just get there.
Right.
And now that we've got this guy flanked, I'm gonna stab him with my rapier.
Do it.
With advantage, right? That's what flanking does?
Yes.
Well, 14.
Hit 5 piercing damage.
Sick. Cool.
Okay. Is there anything else? Sounds like you've used all your actions.
That's
did
me.
You gave everyone a free move, though.
Yes, Breath and Vapos, you can both move your full movement without provoking opportunity attacks. And you all get 8, you both get 8 temp HP.
Yeah, I already used mine.
Oh yeah, you did.
I mean, since you and I are now flanking this one, I don't know. I kind of feel like this is a good place to stay for now.
Yeah,
Got
you don't
it.
have to use it.
All right. Akiri, your turn. Breath on deck.
Cool. Okay. Does it look like Bella or Mavra are in more trouble?
Bella.
Bella? Cool.
You there, Bella?
Yeah.
Are the
I thought
donuts
you were-
delicious?
No, wait.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna move there. Does she have a clear line of sight on this guy?
Yes. Well, actually, he's kind of in the tree. She can see him, but it is not a clear line of sight.
Would it give her a like a negative effect if she were to use a ranged attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Screw it, we're doing it anyways. She's gonna throw a guiding bolt at that one.
Go for it. So you have disadvantage on the attack roll.
We're just gonna do a level 2 one. It's probably for the best. Just level 2 one. That's 12. That's an 11 to hit.
That is a miss.
Yeah, okay.
However, I did forget something.
Oh,
This is gonna. You guys are all gonna assume that I am Deus Ex Machinaing her role here, but I actually forgot. You all did such amazing role playing earlier. I was going to give you all inspiration, but I was distracted.
she already has it. She's had it.
Well, she already has it, so it doesn't do any good. But the rest of you have get inspiration.
Oh, cool. That will come in handy.
Okay. Kiri, is that the end of your turn?
Can I actually use that inspiration? Can I reroll?
Sure.
It's a
I
little bit
reminded you that you already had it. So on your character sheet, there's actually a really cool thing where you click and like a dragon appears to give you inspiration.
Alright, just probably don't. I'm just straight up re-rolling it.
Yeah, re-roll it.
That's much better. Okay, 24.
All right. The guiding bolt smashes into the dragon, dealing 20 points of damage and outlining him, giving advantage to the next one to attack that dragon.
Nice.
Bref, your turn. Vapos on deck.
Right. First of all, I am going to bonus action rage.
Okay.
Because, let's be honest, this is not going as well as any of us had hoped. Makes me very upset. I'm going to strike the one closest to me 2 times. Both of them with advantage because of friend Bliss here. Here is the first strike. Wait. I might have clicked that twice. Ignore the second one. Yep, ignore that second one.
Okay.
Here is the second strike. So it's a 17 to hit and a 16 to hit.
Okay, well, they're both hits. But you used your bonus action to rage, is that right?
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
So that's 3 rage damage, 16 slashing damage, 13 poison damage, and then another 3 rage damage and 11 slashing damage.
How much poison?
13.
Okay, and then what was the next number?
Okay, let's see. Altogether, it's 6 bonus damage from rage, 27 slashing damage, and 13 poison damage.
A couple of huge
never mind.
hits spatter the ground with the wyvern's blood, and it goes.
Nice.
Bref, anything else?
No, that will end my turn.
Vapors.
I actually have to go put children to bed, so I'll be right back.
All right, see you in a bit. Actually, I'm gonna have to do that too in half an hour. Vapos.
All right. Vapos is going to make some attacks against this wyvern that's right next to him.
Maver on deck.
So first attack is an 11 to hit.
Hit. Oh, actually miss. Sorry.
All
It's
right.
tougher than that.
I would really like to hit with this first attack, so I think I'll go ahead and use my inspiration to re-roll it.
Okay.
So, well, crap, 13 to hit.
It's actually a hit.
Wow. Okay. So yeah. All right. So that's gonna be 4 bludgeoning damage,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to spend a key point for a stunning strike. So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw. DC is 16.
Fail.
Awesome. All right. So it is stunned until the end of my next turn.
Awesome.
Nice.
So stunned.
I'm pretty familiar with what that. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Not with.
Yeah.
fighting
So
or
it's incapacitated.
right.
So it can't take actions or reactions.
Advantage
it-
against it.
Yeah, advantage against it, and it automatically fails strength and dex saving throws.
Cool.
So yeah, all right. So I'm gonna make another attack with advantage.
Okay.
So it's gonna be an 18 for 9 bludgeoning damage,
Cool. That's a hit.
and then a bonus action for 1 more. So it's gonna be a 24 for 8 bludgeoning damage.
Nice. So Vapos just flurries on him. Bam, bam, bam. Mike Tyson up in here, but blue. And stunning it.
Yep. And then I'm going to take a few steps, and I'm going to go over next to this other drake to help them try to focus on that.
Cool. Mavra, Bella on deck.
Is this one on the ground? Oh, I don't think I.
Click and hold.
Yes.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to attack this one twice.
Okay. Whoa. 2 big hits.
Mavra, you're my hero.
Then I'm going to go ahead and use my action surge and hit 2 more times.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Robbed. You were robbed.
That's horrendous. I hate that.
Absolutely robbed. You could re-roll it. So Mavra becomes a just cloud of green axe blade as she just spins around, bam, 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 attacking 4 times and connecting on 3. This thing has gotten 3 nasty slashes and hacks into it from Mavra's green dragon's bite. Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Bella, you're up.
I just, you know what? I take it. I disagree with our previous statement. I think having Mavra down there with these 2 was the right idea.
Alrighty. I'm going to not panic.
Okay. That's the
I'm
first step.
going to... Oh wait, there's no more 5-foot steps, are there?
Well, there's disengage, which is an action.
I don't know. I guess that's probably smart. Alright, I'm gonna disengage.
I don't know if you have any spells that can help you.
Not. No.
Okay.
I'm gonna disengage there.
Got it.
Well, no, that would be a bad idea. Well, no, I'm gonna disengage. I'll save that for next time.
Okay. Do you have any bonus
2
actions?
Yes, I'll cast Healing Word on Mavra.
On Mavra.
Yeah. I'm not in range of anything else.
Okay.
You can't cast it on yourself?
I could.
Good.
There you go. 9 points. Top you off before you get bit by 2 people at the same time.
Thanks.
Alright. The armored dwarf is healed. If that's the end of Bella's turn, then now the wyverns will go. Okay. This guy's stunned, so he doesn't do anything. This guy just got absolutely clobbered by breath. And he's surrounded by 3 dudes. He disengages and flies over here. So he is up in the tree. Cautiously looking around. Oops. These wyverns seem quite alarmed with Mavra's proximity to their nest. And they will take off and surround her. So this guy's actually going to land next to the building there. It's a bit crowded, isn't it? Yeah, he'll kind of. They don't have a reach, I don't think. Yeah, he'll be unable to get to Mavra, I think. It's not like he can. I guess he could. He could be right on top of you. But I don't think that's going to work. So he'll actually come up here and take up a position at the nest. This one is going to swoop in to attack Mavra. Bite attack misses. Stinger misses. This guy has advantage. He's attacking Mavra. Bite attack hits. Dealing 11 points of damage to Mavra. Stinger. You're immune to the poison, but it's still a hit. For 11 more points of damage. The other one flanking Mavra. Bite attack. Miss. Stinger. That's a hit with the stinger. You're immune to the poison, but that's 15 more points of damage. Okay. Mavra's getting ganged up on, but she is tough as nails. Bliss, your turn. Akiri on deck.
Okay. Bliss is going to run up 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he sees Mavra's in trouble. So he is going to shout out to her as a bonus action. Hang in there, love. Oh, wait. Wrong accent. I'm not Draco anymore. He's going to hang out. Hang out there, darling. You're doing wonderful. And give her inspiration. So you have bardic inspiration. You get a what? You have a one. I'll put it in the chat. You have a 1d8 that you can roll to add to ability checks, attack rolls, or saving throws for the next 10 minutes.
I assume his bardic inspiration color is pink. His magic theme color.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bold of you to assume otherwise.
And Bella's is purple, so we'll know whose is whose.
Okay. Next, I'm going to focus on the wyvern that's right here, and Bliss is going to pull out his tambourine and just sort of like hit it rhythmically in a very almost tribal sort of way, and in a bit of a weird moment for him, he kind of has this like flash of his infernal side starts to show a little bit as he just sort of whispers, "They're everywhere," and casts Enemies Abound. So that wyvern that's next to the nest needs to make an intelligence, I believe. Yes, an intelligence saving throw. It automatically succeeds if it can't be frightened.
Okay, I get an 11.
Yeah, that's a fail. On a failed save, the target loses the ability to distinguish friend from foe regarding all creatures it can see as enemies until the spell ends. Each time the target takes damage, it can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on itself on a success. So, unless I'm mistaken, the only other creature within this guy's range is this guy.
So it's going to start defending the nest against other wyverns.
Yep.
Just going absolutely nuts. Cool.
And I think that's my turn. That was an action, a bonus action. Also, I don't know if we're using a symbol for concentration, but I am concentrating on this.
Oh, that's too much work for me.
Okay.
That's your responsibility.
Cool. Nope. That's cool.
Cool.
All right, that's me.
Trying to pick a symbol for this enemies abound thing. It's brokenhearted. Akiri, your turn. Breath on deck.
Alrighty. So yeah, no, Maver's in danger. Also the yeah, Maver's in danger. So Akiri is going to let's see. I think she's actually going to stay back. She's going to do another guiding bolt because why not? At the one she hit previously. So, okay.
Got it. So you have advantage.
Hey, that's right. Does a 27 hit?
Mm-hmm. For 19 points of damage, and he's marked again.
Yes, so the next attack Libra on him, it gets advantage if you want
That's
to take
right.
it.
Bam! That guy's taking another massive radiant damage hit as you laser it into him. Anything else?
No, that's all she can do.
Breath's turn. Vapos, you're on deck.
Right. So this one over here is still stunned, correct?
It is indeed.
Yes.
Well, then I'm going to go up and hit it.
All
2
right.
times.
You get advantage.
Here comes the first hit. Yep, there we go. 21.
Advantage helps. Damage? No.
Okay. Then the second one's certainly going to hit. 6 rage damage, 25 slashing damage, 8 poison damage.
That's the light stuff.
That thing takes a series of massive hits. After being punched, it has now been axed. And the question that has been axed is, can you survive that? Well, these things are big and tough, but oh boy, that thing's hurting.
That will end my turn.
Vapos, Maver on deck.
All right. So seeing that the other wyvern kind of ran away, Vapos is going to turn back to the one that he stunned, and just as it's kind of starting to come back to its senses, he's going to kind of gather some energy in his fist, and he's going to kind of jump up into the air and then come back down and do a slamming punch to the ground. And as he does, there's going to be a fist of air that slams into the wyvern's head from the same direction. I'm
Ouch.
using Fist of Unbroken Air.
Awesome.
And so I'm going to be spending 3 key points on this. He automatically fails his saving throw because it's a strength saving throw and he's still stunned.
Mm-hmm.
So he's taking 3d10 plus another d10. Cool. That was worth another key point. So 23.
30. Could have been over 30. But still,
Yep.
23 is really good.
Yep.
Wham! This thing it's got stars and moons spinning over its head right now. Absolutely pummeled.
Yeah. How's it looking health-wise? Like, does it?
I think
does
I
it
just
seem-
described that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna let Ref finish it off most likely, and I'm gonna start making for the other
Okay.
area.
Stun ends at the end of your turn.
Yep. And I get one more square.
Maver, your turn. Bella, you're on deck.
This one here that I have advantage against, do I need to move Like, is that? I don't know what that is. There is that in my way to attack it?
It's a cart that it's landed on, so it's not in your way.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna attack this one twice.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna use my one.
You can use your
Oh
inspiration.
no, that.
Yeah, use your bardic inspiration at a
Okay.
D8.
Yeah.
On the a roll of a 1 is an automatic miss. Oh, you have advantage on him.
Yeah.
I think the advantage might have been used up on the first attack, though.
Yeah.
Does that help?
No. Because
Go use it on a nat 1.
unfortunately, you don't have advantage on the second attack.
Okay.
Technically.
Could she use her reroll on it?
She could. She could reroll her attack with her inspiration. There you go. All right, you absolutely blast this thing with 2 hits. So 13 damage and 10 damage. Ouch. It has been, it's looking quite hurt from that. Blood pours from it onto the cart that it stands. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, that ends my turn.
Bella, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna try and help neighbor out. And I'm going to shoot this one. The one that's directly across from me.
Got it. Did we lose you?
No, I'm sorry, I second guessed my turn, but
Oh, okay, sure.
all right, that's another 27 to hit.
Roll damage.
8 damage.
Okay. Ba-bam. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. So, the first thing that happens is that this guy is affected by Bliss's spell, so he's going to attack this guy.
I did want to clarify. I don't know the range of these things. If Maver is still in range, then it has to be a random decision.
Navra is not in range.
Sick.
She's on the other side of a building from it.
Awesome.
Okay, it misses with its bite attack. That should have advantage. Hits with its bite attack. Getting a better bite attack off than anyone it's gotten against any of you guys. And, oh, whoops. And then it attacks with its stinger. Which it will actually miss its... Nope. He hits his friend with the stinger too. Okay.
I was about to say, I should have given that thing inspiration.
And the guy fails his Constitution saving throw, so this is going to be really nasty. 10 plus. Okay, so So this thing takes an absolutely massive stinger hit. You see the stinger come out the other side of this guy. And it staggers in the tree there, flapping to stay aloft, and they just start screeching at each other in their wordless language, just absolutely flipping out and enraged. This one has not been attacked by Mavra. It will turn and attack the first guy. Missing with the bite. Hitting with the stinger. Constitution saving throw succeeds, so he'll take half of this damage. But he will get a save since he took damage. 9. Ouch. Okay. And I make a new save, right? New intelligence save. Does he get his advantage on that?
He gets an intelligence save if he takes damage. It says...
Okay. Is the DC 4?
No, the DC is not 4.
In that case, he is still thinks that he's surrounded by enemies.
Yay!
Bliss.
Oh, goody. Okay. Mavra's looking bad. But Vapos is about to run in there. Shoot, what do I want to do? I think Bliss is going to run up and this one is up in a tree, right?
Guys, I have to go sing goodnight songs to my kid. So unfortunately, we are going to have to take an intermission or just end the session at this point.
Normally I would say intermission, but I've been fighting off a headache for the past hour and a half, so ending the session doesn't sound awful to me.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's going to get...
Well, I'm going to end it right now. All right. Awesome. It's Bliss's turn. See you guys later. Thank you very much for hanging out. Good game.
Yeah, this was
Good
awesome.
game, everybody.
All right.
Good night,
We didn't die yet.
Bye.
Yeah.